Thank you for renting our Mallard Pathfinder trailer. This is a video to show you the ins and outs of the trailer so that you have an understanding of what you're going to be picking up and what you're going to be using for your vacation. So we're going to start back here. These loops, if you do have a dog, these are tie-down straps so that you can tie your dog at the campground. This is your outdoor outlet if you're hanging out outside. This probably isn't something you'd have to worry about, but if you need water, if you're boondocking or your campsite doesn't have water, this is where you'd want to tell me to add water to it. It has a 46-gallon freshwater tank, so we can add plenty of water for your use. This grill is for if you want to cook outside. It has these little tanks. I have 3 of them for here, and these light pretty easy. It has a piezo igniter so that you can easily light this. We have an outdoor rug, 9x12 outdoor rug. In here we have a couple games. One is dice and one is a rope toss. And then there's also a few disc golfs. In here are the propane tanks, some gloves, and some lighter fluid if you're going to cook out. And then we also provide 2 chairs. Also in here, we have a few tools, not too many. This drill is set up in order to raise and lower the stabilizer feet. So this is already set up for you to raise and lower the stabilizer feet. If the battery goes dead, you'll just put it on this charger. There's 2 batteries provided. You'll just put it on this charger and plug it in on the back side. Something I should mention, all of the outlets run off 120. So if you're boondocking and you don't have a generator, none of the outlets will work. They're only for 120, either shore power or hooked up to a generator. There's 2 20-pound propane tanks. The one on the passenger side, or the entry door side, we keep on. That's the tank that we want to run out of first. When that tank runs out, then you can open up the second one. The reason we use 1 tank at a time, even though there's 2, it's drawing off both tanks at the same time. So we want to minimize having to change out 2 tanks when they're half full. So we start with 1 tank. There's a lever on the inside right here. This lever right here is pointed towards the tank we want to use. So right now I have it pointed towards the tank that's on. And then we just rotate it, and that would switch tanks. This is an electric jack. We just turn it on here. This light will always stay on, so it helps you remind you to turn it off. And then our jack can go up and down. It's a 2 5/16 ball. And if you don't have one, we can provide that. I do have a couple options for the hitch height, and so we can adjust that. This battery is for the solar panel. The solar panel does a really good job keeping this battery charged. This battery will operate everything that is solar in the trailer all day long, and that includes the TV. Inside here, I have a few gloves. These gloves and this little towel are for when you're draining the septic, which is this. And then when you hook up at the campsite, this is the hose that you'd use. Basically, a flat hose the good, nice looking hose is what you'd hook up to the camper. This here is a flow reducer. So basically it reduces the flow, the city pressure, reduces it for the trailer so that it doesn't damage the trailer. So you'd hook this up to the trailer. This end goes to the trailer. Here. And then this end will go to the garden hose. If you wanted to filter the water, you could put this filter on in line like the box shows, and it will filter the water. And then if you wanted to take a shower outside, this will connect in. You just look at these grooves, these notches. Push it in, twist it, and you have water. Cold only. Alright, so now for the fun, nasty part. So when you're done using it, if you want to return it full, where the black and the gray tank are full, then we'll charge $50 to empty it. With you emptying it, this part here will get connected here. That'll go on here. This part, this part will connect here. This is the part that goes into the ground where you would dump it. Once it's all connected, you're going to pull the black. That will empty the black tank. And the black tank is for the toilet only. Once that's done flowing, you pull the gray tank, which is the sinks, the bathroom sink, the shower, and the kitchen sink. And then that will help flush out the remaining black tank. When it's still connected, sometimes some of the locations provide a hose that you can connect to here. If they don't have that, you can connect this hose and some of them I've seen where they don't have connections like this, but you can run the water through here. When you spray the water through here, that's filling the black and the gray tank to add water to help flush it out. When that's all done, you disconnect this from here using whatever hose they have. Flush this out, rinse it out really good, rinses out, and then you disconnect it and you put it all away. That's what the gloves are for. This is the hot water heater. This is the furnace. Anybody renting it in the fall, this might come in handy. This is the refrigerator vent. This is where you're connecting to shore power. It's a 30 amp circuit. If you're connecting to a 50 amp, then I have this connection. Connect this black cord into here, and then this would go into your 50 amp service. So that's going to be the 50 amp change. And then if you're going to a generator, this is most likely what you would need to go to a 30 amp circuit on a generator. All right, so this door pops off for a screen door. When we come inside, I'm 6'3", so you can see I still have, I still have 3 to 4 inches above my head, so it's plenty tall. Right here, you can zoom in here. So this is kind of the main controls. So when I push this, we got 4 lights, so our battery is full. Our fresh tank is at about half a tank right now. Our black tank is empty. Our gray tank is empty. And this aux isn't for anything. This here is the water pump. So as long as you have water in the tank, we turn on the water pump. If I want to heat the water, then I'll turn on the water heater. The gas has to be on because it's heating with gas, but this will heat the water. Our cabin lights here and here, these are your main cabin lights, so as long as these are on, then you can control the lights by flipping the switch, and that will control the lights. This cap light, and you got the awning light, so the cap light should be there, right? Is that blue? So that's one of the aux lights. Will turn on the step lights. Our awning light turns on up here for at nighttime. And then our awning so you don't need shore power for the awning. As long as you have 12 volt, your awning will go out and in. And you want to bring your awning out until you see the black bar. Once you see that bar, stop. So now it's pretty flat. So what you can do is if I pull these bars down, that will angle the awning. So then I can angle it to block the sunlight. Now when I close it, you don't have to worry about those. You can just leave them. When I close it, those will automatically move and adjust. Big rules about the awning: 10 miles per hour wind or more, close it. Rains, like decent sized rains, close it. And storms, close it. They can get damaged very easily. Right here inside the door is a little fire extinguisher. And down here is a CO2 propane gas alarm. There's a bottle opener. Up here is the radio and the Bluetooth controls. Come on, pick something up. Okay. So this is radio and Bluetooth. Here are the zones, zone 1 and 2, so you have outdoor speakers and indoor speakers. If you just hit the appropriate zone, so I just turned 1 off, that's outside. Now we just have music inside. The kitchen, this is extra countertop space slash cutting board. So you just remove this. You have a deep bowl sink. So you have a deep bowl sink. We provide the washcloth. There's also a scrubby in up here and drying towels. This 2-burner cooktop, this glass top that's over it, folds up, and that creates kind of a backsplash for your cooking. You need a lighter, and this is provided, or matches. All you do is turn this to the light. It says light here. Turn it and light it, and then you're cooking with Crisco. Up here we have a big stainless steel pot, plus a little strainer if you're having noodles. There's a measuring, a 2-cup Pyrex measuring cup, measuring spoons, a scrubby. There's a Gerber tool up there and a little flashlight. Up here we have 4 cups, 2 coffee cups, 4 plates, 4 bowls. Up there. In here we have silverware, can openers, matches, and all the stuff you need to cook with. Pot holders, scissors. One of our renters recommended scissors so that when they go to water parks they can cut the straps on their wrist braces. I had a little fan, that's USB, and there's quite a few USB ports in here to use, so that works fine on low voltage, and a dustpan. We have our broom. Might as well turn over to our fridge. So the fridge and the microwave needs 120. So without 120, which is either shore power or a generator, the microwave won't work. But that works like any standard microwave. The fridge is 120 or gas. It's set here on auto. So right now it's on auto with this pushed in. And then with this pushed in, it's going to work on auto. So if the electric is hooked up to it, it's going to take electric. If I disconnect the electric, it will read that I have the gas valve open, and it will cool with the propane gas. So that's how that's going to work. And when you pick it up, the gas will be turned on so that it can be cooling on the way to your destination. Around the corner, right here, is the AC slash fan. So this is the AC. We just hold this in. It's going to get loud for a second. So right now it's on fan. So it's just fan, it's just blowing the fan. As soon as I click the mode again, it goes to dry. And then I can go to cool. So again, this particular unit does require either 120 or a generator. Now, I've operated it off of a 2200 watt generator, which is about 1800 running watts. But you can't really have anything else on if you're running the AC. That's not really enough power. You need about probably 2500 running watts in order to run everything. But it will work off of a small generator. You just have to minimize what else you're running off of electricity. Then to turn it off, we just hold that button in for a couple seconds, let go, and it will shut off. If we were to put it on heat, this is where the heat would come out. So this is for the heater. and you would control it from the same spot. This table is like many other camper configuration. You're going to pull these legs out, lower the table, and then these back cushions will just get turned like this, and they can either go to both ends or both on one end. It's up to you. Now, when they built the trailer, they didn't quite make the cushions big enough. So there is a gap of about 4 inches. You just have to decide what end you want it on, your head or your feet. Inside here we do provide sheets, a blanket, and then down underneath, down there is a comforter. So if it gets chilly, there's also a comforter down there. In here are a couple pans and a coffee pot, because we love our coffee. So in the bathroom, has a shower, and again, I can stand up in there. My little head just goes up in the little skylight. Sink. So you just poke your head up in there and you take a shower. In here, when you turn the water on in here, you're going to turn it on here, get the temperature right. Then up here is where you can turn this water on and adjust it up here as well. We do provide a little first aid kit, a little bit of repel, a fogger so that you could fog maybe the door. This hydrogen peroxide is great for killing any germs. And then more gauze or more wrap around to use the gauze here to control the bleeding. We provide some hand soap, some Purell, and then there's some ibuprofen. There's toilet paper. We have towels. All right, so for the toilet, there are instructions right here. If you push this where my foot is, if I push this halfway down, it will start to fill up. Once I've added some water, I can do my business, number 2. I don't have to do that if I go number 1. If I go number 2, I'm going to put some water in there, do my business, and then when I push this all the way down, it will open it up and send it all to the black tank. And then just rinse appropriately. When you're all done camping, and you guys are packing up, you're getting ready to go, as long as your water tank has water in it, and your black tank is empty or not full, run your toilet, push your foot all the way down, and add, 10 gallons if you can, 5 gallons if you can, water to that black tank. That will add extra water to the tank, mixing it up so that when you do dump the black tank, it will flow out a lot better. The TV, so this particular TV, right now it's hooked up to AC, and so it's using shore power. It will also run off 12 volt. This red wire, if I plug this red wire in where the Turn this down. If I plug the red wire in, then it will run off solar. Picks up quite a few channels. We have 4 drawers here for your clothes. There's a few movies here, a card game, or cards, a few dice. This particular mattress, it's a 4-inch mattress that came with the trailer, and then we also put a 2-inch like a cooling, what is it?
Mattress topper.
A cooling mattress topper. And then it has the sheets, pillows. Probably the last thing that I want to cover is these shades. So the way these shades work, if I grab in the middle, I can pull this down. So it's going to keep it tight here and here. When I want to lift it, I just lift in the middle, always lift in the middle, and I can lift that up. And so that's the best way to not damage those, is grab from the middle and go up and down. And then if you could just keep your heads, especially where the pillows are, keep your heads off of those, either on the bed or back by the table. Keeping your head off these will wreck the pleats. Here's a fire extinguisher, fire detector, smoke alarm, so for more safety. And I think that's it. So we thank you for renting our trailer, and we hope that you have a great adventure with our Muddy Belly trailer. Our puppy is inside. She's staring at me right now, wishing that she could be out here hanging out. Enjoy your trip.